are live. Welcome
Hey.
to my.
Hey.
Oh, y'all gonna just keep talking while I'm trying to tell the people welcome? Welcome to my cousin on my father's side podcast, the podcast you guys been waiting
Hey.
for. The number one rated, not yet, but about to be.
And that's
You
a
know what I'm saying?
No,
period.
it's
So
number one. It's
Period.
number one. Period.
It's number one. We don't manifest. We just
It's
speak
up and
things that
stuck.
are not
we
as
just
though.
declare
Okay.
things.
It is what it is.
So my name is Shay. I go as Goodhairshay. And these are my two fake cousins from Baltimore by way of Los Angeles and Atlanta. And you girls introduce yourselves.
I'm Erikasheree. I am a filmmaker, storyteller, cultural enthusiast, culture protector. I have been in the entertainment industry for the past 7.5 years. I'm very passionate about telling our stories and honestly pursuing purpose above all. I'm very, very big, heavy on purpose. So yeah, that's what I do.
Hi,
Okay.
Erica. It's like, I'm just playing.
Hey.
I'm I'm T, the solution. I am a business strategist. I'm also a mom of two. I am a serial entrepreneur. I also enjoy helping other people with their businesses. I'm like these girls' best friend. As well as, oh, she said no. Okay. All right. Well, I take rejection well. I'll say that about myself. But anyway, we play a lot. I have a great sense of humor, and I enjoy just helping people all the way around the board. I am optimistic, but I'm also a fun lover, but not lover like,
You have
you know.
dark humor.
I do. Yes. I
It's
do have
very,
dark
very.
humor, so
It's
sometimes
very
people
dark.
kind of take me like the wrong way, but I like to laugh. So by any means necessary.
That's
Even
what's
at funerals.
Oh, girl, yes. Yes. I'll tell that story one day, yeah. My cousins, they begged me to sing that. I promise you.
So we are actually a day late and a dollar short. Actually,
mm,
we are a year late and a
mm.
day late and like three launch drops late. And here we are.
Don't
We were
forget about the
supposed
technical difficulties.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say this. I'm proud of us because we
So
said
proud.
that we were going to launch on let me not Baltimore this up. We were going to launch on 2
Choose.
22,
Uh-huh.
22, and we really did try to do it, but it just yeah. So we had a whole episode and nobody recorded. Well, I didn't hit record, so
It's okay, friend.
it didn't happen. But here we are, 2:23
Three.
22. You won't get me. 20 Yeah, 22. So 2:23 22. And here we
See, you
are. We
said
have
it.
our
You
I
heard it.
said it. I said it. I didn't even notice I said it. And we are
It's
having our
somebody out
first
there happy, like, yes, I love it.
listen. Well, here we are. We're having our first pod, and today is the day. You girls look pretty. And
Thank
I
you.
just
You
wanted
as
to
well.
kind of like I'm sorry.
I said thank you,
Oh,
you
okay.
as well.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to kind of like give our viewers like our perspectives and just kind of like let them get to know what we're going to be talking about and like from what point of views. So, would you like want to tell a little bit about your backgrounds and what you bring to the table in terms of like what a listener will be able to relate to?
Yeah, sure. I would say me, I am kind of like the little, I guess, like the little ghetto connoisseur that knows about every plant, that also can give you information like an encyclopedia and then be like,
Facts.
do you want to fight?
Oh,
No, no, I don't
oh,
fight anymore. I got bail money. So it seemed like once you get bail money, you don't want to fight anymore.
yeah, you don't
But
want any bail money.
I'm also a wife. I'm a mom of two. I also have a lot of background in HR as well as small businesses, accounting, and a couple other things like beauty for esthetician background. But I kind of look at myself as well-rounded. Forget all that ghetto stuff I said. In all actuality, I'm a well-rounded person that grew up in East Baltimore that pretty much loves to contribute to others and be able to help out wherever I can. So from me, you're gonna get a lot. enough, I'll say.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Per
Thanks, God. Ooh, my cereal
E,
girl. It's like, no, sorry.
Erica.
Yeah.
If you guys hear me saying E, I'm talking about Erica, and if I say T, I'm talking about T, the solution, aka Tierra, aka Buffy the Body, aka it's like, it's like no, Tierra is T and Erica is E, and I don't say their names. I just say E with T. So E, tell us about your perspective and your background.
I think my perspective is valuable because I'm really the person. I'm like an empath. Like I really can relate on a level of like I'm a storyteller. So when I look at people, I figure out the why behind everything, like what motivates the action. And even in myself, I'm still doing a lot of work. So I think when it comes down to just excavating deep about like what's going on the inside of a situation, I'm really big on just figuring out like what's going on in your internals, your feelings, what motivates you. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
something I'm real proud of.
I like what you said about the storytelling and what makes you do, what you do. We want to get back to that, but I'm just going to tell a little bit about myself for people that don't know who I am. I go by Goodhairshay, but I'm Shay, obviously, and the good hair is just something I branded with my name because I'm trying to grow my hair company and salon. So I just wanted to just put it with my name just so I wouldn't complicate things too much. And I've done a lot of different ventures, and that's kind of like the one that came from purpose. I left it and it found me again. So I'm just gonna rock out with that. That's who I'm gonna be, and we're gonna just grow from there. Um, my perspective would be from like a person of, I guess I would say like a person that's been through a lot of different things. Everybody says they've been through a lot, but like I feel like I've been through a lot of different things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can relate to like poverty. I can also relate to like middle class. I can also relate to like the wealthy, and then luxury, and entrepreneurship, like a lot of different things. And where are you laughing at? Oh,
She's
you're
I
she
oh,
sneezed.
you're
sneezed.
sneezing.
Hey,
No,
look,
no sneezing
don't
on this
look. Oh, okay,
podcast.
okay. Well,
We
I'ma
ain't trying to
stand
get
for you,
COVID.
E. E, you good?
Psych, but no. Anyway, because she was, but no, for real, like we gotta watch out for the sneezing. That was not the same. You're not allowed to sneeze or choke, but luckily we
You can't
are in
cough
different
either.
places.
No, if
I
you
Can't
got
cough,
you.
cough.
somebody gonna be like,
Yeah, no coughing, no cheesing. No, I mean, no sneezing, no coughing, nothing, none of that. No choking, no itching. Say no, no, no. Um.
Sick.
Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, like I feel like I can relate to the entrepreneur. I can relate to the wife. I can relate to the mom. And I like that I could relate to the real too. Like I'm a girl that likes just real stuff. I'm really attracted to like people that no matter what they got going on, they still are like true humans at heart. They're not like hiding behind different things or different titles or their lifestyle. And they at the end of the day they are always like, yeah, I could be one way today and one way tomorrow. And that's my
That's real.
perspective. I think I like she said, like Erica, like she's always trying to find a why. I'm always trying to find a purpose. So it's kind of
Mm.
like the same.
Yeah, that yin yang.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
okay. I'm spearheading this episode only because this was my title. So the title is Ain't Nobody Hating Harder Than Her. And um
It's
the reason
messy.
why it's
You
not
about to
mess.
talk about this girl?
It's messy.
Well, I
Are
mean, she
you
be
about to
talking
talk
about
about this girl on
me,
here? I just feel like you made this whole topic to talk about this girl on here.
but she be talking about me. It's like no, no, no.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I ain't
All
got no
jokes
time for this.
aside,
Go ahead.
so
We're gonna deal with the blowback. Go ahead.
it's no legit. We not gonna be talking about no girls on this pod that don't. We starving them.
All right, go ahead and
But
just tell us why she hating her. Go
ain't
ahead.
nobody hating harder than her. I came up with that topic because we took literally over a year to do our first podcast,
You
and
did.
it's like ridiculous. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the man. He must have knew I was getting ready to add out. But no, I feel like you talk about like haters and stuff like that, and it's easy to just sit and stay in a place of like, oh, this person don't like me or whatever, whatever. But we never really talk about like what we don't like about ourselves. Like, why did it
Mm.
take us this long to do something? Like, and I feel like for me,
Preach.
I know that all of us equally have like a lot to bring to the table as far as like entertainment or just even like enlightenment, encouragement, like stuff that the listeners need. And the fact that we took a year for something that we're doing virtually and is wild to me. So I just feel like I hate on myself more often than I even notice, because
Ooh,
I know that it's gonna do
Girl.
well.
say that.
I know that it's gonna do well. So why am I stopping it? Like, why am I stopping myself from success? Like, and it trickles down to other things in life where you know stuff is good for you, but you're not doing it. So I thought it was an interesting topic, and it was clickbait, but I thought it was an interesting topic. And I guess
Girl,
I
I
want to
thought
ask
you
you
was about to
guys.
talk about that thing with that thing and that thing.
Like I was
No,
like,
So I'm just
no, no,
I'm
no,
just joking.
no. Them things don't even like. I don't
Them
even see
things ain't even
things.
things. It just be
I
well,
don't
let me
even
ask.
see
protocol.
the thing.
Let me
I don't
ask you
even
this.
see the thing. Like,
Let me ask you this. When did you
mhm.
realize? What's that point where you realize like you hating on yourself? Like, what is that? What does that look like for you when you be like, it's me? When you know
I
you
guess
making
after
excuses.
I guess after so many times of like doing the same exact thing, you know what I mean? And like you said, you're into your why. If I could ask myself, I don't have the typical why. Like if you ask a person like, why do you procrastinate? You know, usually it's like a fear of something that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's never really, they'll never really tell you like, well, I'm scared that I'm going to do too well. I've never heard that,
Mm,
but that I think that's my problem. It's nothing
Same.
that's
about,
very.
Same. Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing. I'm not afraid. You know what I mean? I'm not doubtful. I don't think anybody can do stuff that I can't do. Like I'm not that girl, but I know that it's gonna do well, and I don't know what about that scares me. Maybe you guys can help me and be my therapist.
Um, I mean, if you're gonna pay me by an hour, I can do you. Um,
You can get,
but
you can get it.
um, but no,
that's
really,
deep.
I was the same way. Like I was like scared of success, and I'm still kind of like coming out of that. It's like that whole imposters syndrome.
Say that.
I was making like lots of excuses, like, "Oh, girl, my tooth broke when I was eating an M&M, so until I get my little dental implant, I'm not about to do no YouTube." Then I get the tooth, and I'm still not
Hey.
on YouTube. So it's like, what are you waiting for? What are you scared about? Like, just do it. And then a lot of times you're like, well, what are they gonna say? Is it gonna be good? You know it's gonna be good. Everybody else always telling you, so what we waiting for? Why you? I thought you said you was doing a podcast. I'm can't wait to listen, but you still not putting it the first forward foot to be like, I'm gonna just go ahead and walk in this. So
But see,
it's
even you're
it's it's
saying that you're nervous about the possibilities of being seen wrong, your perspective or whatever, other people. But she's saying she has every bit of like inspiration behind herself. Like she's inspired. She believes in it. And she still don't move forward. And I think that's a unique perspective. It's like,
yeah. It's
uh so do you think you don't have the commitment to it? Is it a commitment issue?
consistency. That could be
No,
it. No?
because commit. You got to think like. Well, that's another subject, honestly, because this is what I was gonna say is a whole episode within itself, but I'm just going to just say a little bit of it. Once you know something works well, consistency is easy because you it's like the confidence is there. You know what I mean? Like
If
once
you
it's
Right.
if you
working,
love it, if you love it.
once any you don't have to love it. Once it's working. If somebody says to you, and this is I hate going off topic, but if somebody says to you like, "Hey, sell this box of chocolate," and you be like, "Okay," and you don't really want to, but then you sell out instantly, you're gonna go and get more chocolate. And as long as somebody is there, you're just gonna keep going and get more chocolate. You're gonna keep doing it as long as somebody wants it. So then you're consistent without even being like wanting to be consistent. You get what I'm saying? It's just
But
so I feel
I think I agree with that, but at the same time, from a person like I think everybody has different ways we cook. We cook differently. I'm a quick burn, like I cook fast and I move real quickly, excited in the beginning. But that long term thing, like I don't have that in me. Like I have to delegate after a certain point because what you're saying is like, oh, like you keep coming back. It's because you have a solution. Like that doesn't inspire me after a long term. And that's the reason why I procrastinate getting started sometimes because I know what it entails. Like either I'm already thinking about investing that money somewhere else and starting a new project, but I'm not thinking about being somewhere for the next like 30 years. Like even when it comes down to for me as a storyteller, as a writer, I like the idea of doing feature films more than I do series because I'm like, do I have the commitment to be on a show for 8 seasons
Oh wow.
versus you know what I mean? Like that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. Even getting inside of a writer's room and being like, I'm going to go to work every day, even though I love doing it. It's like, do you have the commitment to show up every single day for this? Or do you want to do something that has that immediate gratification and kind of move on?
Mine is kind of like that.
I
I'm
just
only saying that. Go
so
ahead.
I've been through that actually. I've when I'm doing stuff that I don't really want to do, but the demand is there, so now it's running me, and it's speaking for itself and running itself even. But when I say when you asked me like, am I afraid of the consistency of what it entails to like do the
Yeah.
thing? I don't think it's that even. I think it may be deeper though. Like I think it may be deeper. Like what does you being successful mean to your everyday life, or what does it mean to,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like what is it gonna
Mm-hmm.
mean? You know what I mean? Like what about you is gonna have to change if you are too successful? You know what I'm saying? Like, or
That's a real thing.
who else will be affected? Or you know what I mean? And I think it
Mm-hmm.
goes like it starts going deep, and I start thinking too far ahead. Like I
Mm.
know it's gonna pop, but when it pop, I don't know what that's gonna do. You know what I mean? Like I think it's
And that
that.
just speaks to the fact that, like, you care and carry so many people on your back. Most people don't go into this thinking about how their career is going to affect everybody else. Most people are
They
very
living in
selfish
the
about that.
present. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
be in the
and
present
I mean,
moment, not the
honestly,
future
I don't
of.
even
You
know.
can
Go
plan,
ahead.
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
You
I
don't
was
even know
saying, I
what.
don't,
Go ahead.
I don't even relate to that wholeheartedly. Like that's a very unique perspective. Like even when we are mothers and we have families, it's like I think that's a heavy cross you're carrying of like thinking about how your success. Most people think that's a benefit, but as a mom in itself, like we can't just carry like, oh, I'm gonna have a career. We're thinking about how our careers affect our children. Men don't have that burden. That's their
Yeah, they
biggest,
be out
like I'm
here
a
moving and
provider.
breathing. You be like, oh,
Right.
Dag, where you at? Oh,
They
I'm
be
in
out here.
Africa. Ho
They be
ho.
out here, period.
I'm still trying to figure out what I'm cooking for dinner.
So
Golly.
is it something that connected to like just being a woman or your motherhood? Like is that something a part of your nurturing side of you that makes you step
So
back from your greatness?
something is happening right now, and it happened to me when I like had my like maybe like first and second therapy session. I've had
Mm.
therapy.
Me too.
It's wonderful, but
Yes.
something will happen where you'll start talking about a thing to a person, and then they'll bring up a perspective, and before you know it, you're actually finding out your issue. While E was talking, um, I thought about something. So the first time that I really experienced success was when I started a hair company, and it started growing, right?
Mhm.
And it was growing really, really well. And in that time, I started feeling hated on by a lot of
Mm.
people. And to the point where like I deleted my social media, and I know I didn't delete my social media. I stopped posting. I went private.
I just went through that.
I had this mindset where I'm only going to talk to people that I really know. And so I had probably like 100 followers. Like I didn't let nobody in that wasn't like close enough that we could have a conversation. And I started living like this extra private lifestyle. And my real life was like engulfed in my business. But I was like always undermining myself around people because no one came out boldly and did anything to me. But
Mm.
I started feeling this like pressure, like people don't like me no more.
It's the growth, meaning the people around you
Mm.
are not growing enough for the setting or the scene that you're currently in life. So then you start to become uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to overdo it, or I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable in my space, but you start being uncomfortable in your own space.
Yeah, I started feeling like I had to like prove to people that I was still the same person
I know the exact
Ooh.
feeling.
without them ask they.
I stopped posting because of that.
But then no, but no one literally ever said
I
it.
understand. I
You know what I'm
totally
saying? They
understand.
never said
Yeah.
it. It would just
It's
be
a
things like
mind that you're psyching yourself out from greatness. Yeah. It's
it would be stuff like I'll post a post and they won't like no one like I got 100 something followers and I got 15 likes. You know, and then I will
Like
post like
that part right there, social media is such a facade because there's so many people who are rooting and cheering, and maybe not cheering, but just watching.
mm,
They don't realize. Even for me, I realize I have to engage more to let people know that I see you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we get so used to just looking and we're like, oh, that's what's up. You'll talk about them. I might tell Shad, be like, oh, she getting it, but I don't
Hmm.
engage enough to let them know that I'm supporting them or that I'm
True.
rooting for
right.
them.
True.
So
I think
you're over
everybody
here
needs
just
that.
But then I
yeah.
would post like my son. because I had a son at the time. I still have a son. I had just one kid. And I would post my son, and then he would get all these likes. And I'm like, okay, so you see my page, you don't mind showing me like my son, but if I post me, it's not no love. And like, I know the whole social media thing, don't get wrapped up into it, blah, blah, blah. But it's a whole different monkey when your
That's
social
real.
media only consists of people you know. If like when you talk about like fame and growing and how people act, it's all right if you got 5,000 plus people watching you, and okay, that's expected. But when you only got a small amount of people that you consider like, oh, you in my page, in my private page, only because we liked it, to the point where we could talk to each other. We know each other from somewhere and personally. And those people are not talking. It's bigger than social media. Social media is just what's being used to show you how people feel, versus if you were
Yeah.
like hanging out with them,
True.
you would probably feel it in
Yeah.
person. That's all that social media was
You're
doing for that.
stirring something up in people, like your success, and that's something like you saying, like you have to be prepared to be able to use what you have, because you're going to stir something up, and it's going to create love or hate. But if you can make people, and I don't know if we should carry that responsibility, but if you can make people feel like they can have it too, and I think that's why this conversation is important, because we are going to grow. This is just the beginning of
True.
what we all got going on. How can we make people not be, I don't know, I don't want to own
You
this, but
can't
like,
you can't change people.
but how do you make the conversation of like I guess even sharing, because a lot of times we don't share how we got where we're going, so people have nothing but the idea that like, you're an anomaly, or you're different, or you're better than me. But if you share your process and your journey, now you can invite people to be like, oh, you can have this too. If it's all about consistency, like just tell them I showed up every day. If I didn't
True.
have it, if I didn't know what I was doing, if I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I showed up, and you can invite people into that. Because I think sometimes, especially you, Shay, like I tell you this all the time, like behind the scenes, I say, yo, your glow up make people uncomfortable.
Oh,
I've
yes.
experienced that.
Yes.
I've experienced that
Yes.
personally. Well, we all have different, relationships, and when I bring people around, they be like, she's jazzy. She's you know what I mean?
The jazz master.
I mean, thank you, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just
What
me.
I'm
You know what I
saying,
mean?
but it's like if you want to create that larger life persona, I think that we know how down to earth you are, but sometimes that's intimidating. And rather than like, it's not like a natural disposition for women to be able to be like, I see you, sis, or even though I don't feel like I have what you have, I still celebrate you. We have to feel like we're comparable to be able to celebrate somebody else, and that's why the pretty girls they stick together. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That's why you see birds with a feather. You know what I mean? So how do you how do you make these people who don't feel like they have what you have feel comfortable with rooting for you? Or do you even care if they already disposition is you're better than them? And do you care if they feel that way?
I try not to care too much about like something that's innocent on my end. You know what I'm saying? But you triggering something else a little bit, because I did start moving in a way where I was like, before I go out like I'm better than everybody, you know what I'm saying, I'll like go out like a real nigga. Like I want to be known as a real nigga. I don't want to be known as I'm better than. Are we supposed to say nigga? That's probably got to be bleeped out.
Ching, ching.
No, but I did start feeling like I would like I said, undermine myself. So okay, outside of social media, somebody might have like a kids party, and then I go, and while I'm there, I'm trying to be like noticeably down to earth, noticeably humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to look like I'm strutting around the party. You know what I'm saying? I want to look like I'm helping out or something. Like I'm not to say helping out is less than, but it's like I want to look like I'm one of everybody else.
But
before
that's your
I look like,
personality. I mean, I see that from you, but
I was intentionally doing it. I wasn't just being me. Maybe me would have been, I want to sit there with my legs crossed today and scroll on my phone. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, this is why they don't like me. Because they probably think, well, I
That's
got
the
my
real thing.
legs crossed. I feel like this is a little rinky dink party. And I don't want to be at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, you know, I'll
I like Chuck
get
E.
in my
Cheese
head
too.
and think, like, let me not be too, you know what I'm saying? Like, into me right now, because this is why they don't like you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So instead, go make little jokes where I'm kind of down in myself, or go if somebody asks me, what do I do? Make it sound little. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I just do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't know what it is that they don't like about me, but I don't like the feeling. Because in my mind, like, I'm still Shay. Why y'all treating me like weird? Like, why you being weird to me?
Hey, shout out to white girl.
You never.
Shout out to don't call me white girl.
No, she said don't call her white girl, and I called her white girl. My bad, y'all.
I think, and like, I've known you since we was in freaking 9th grade. It don't matter what you're doing. You always had like big energy. You know what I mean? Like, this is the goofy one who would take a wig off her head and put it in the microwave to scare us. Like, goofy.
She is lying. So what happened was, because she what you will not do is say that I was not trying to scare them. I was rodding my.
I was about to say, was you putting the rods in there? Because I was confused. Like,
I didn't see no rods in it.
I was like,
East Baltimore know what's up.
Just make sure you don't burn them joints, because they be right.
I was trying to rod my track hair, so I put the mousse on the track hair and rolled the rods up and put them in the microwave. Now this is the problem.
Curl, ponytail.
This is the problem. So 3 minutes and your whole track is curled. Okay, so I can wrap my joint around.
Somebody gonna be burning the crap out their ponytail. Chill, yo. Don't tell them that.
The problem was I was in freaking Catholic preparatory school with a bunch of white smart kids, and me and Erica, that's what we met. We were both there, and I did it at lunchtime. Because I probably just wanted to do my hair in school so I could be lit when I went outside already. But I'm just saying, I would do that type of stuff in school. Like, I would go to school, take my braids out, and had all the white girls taking my braids out. And they just looking at the hair. Like, oh, my God, this is how you do this? And they're like, oh, my, it's amazing. You know what I mean?
But the energy always
giving them culture.
It doesn't matter how down to earth you tried to be. It was still this level of like, but you still can't sit with me. And you're welcoming. You can sit here, but it's like, I mean, even on like not just
that's
like
not a bad thing though, Shay. Like, you stand out. That means you're a leader or you're an influence to others where they want to be around your energy. So don't dim your light because of that.
Conversational, even if it's just like, yo, is your conversation good? You know what I'm saying? Like, you type person, I can literally tell when you lose interest in somebody. Like, you could literally have the best intentions, but when you get bored, it's like, oh, she not.
But that's another whole podcast.
It's not bad. It's just like, like you the person that people wanted to impress. Like, if you came around and was like, she don't have a lot of time, and it's like you want to keep her attention. Like, you want to make them want to impress. So I think that with that, it's like own your big energy and just know that it's not gonna.
It ain't going nowhere. Cut it out.
So basically, you can't hide it. It's just still happening.
You can. It's here. And I think that's the part of keeping you like that makes your brand what it is because authentic. People want to associate with that big energy. Even when you say, "Oh, I'm doing this event or I'm selling this product," people want to connect with you because they like what you represent. Why would you want this exclusive brand, but you want to be the person that's down to earth? That's not your brand. Your brand is
still down to earth, though. I do feel like she's down, but that's because I know her. So you gotta stop worrying about people that don't. I won't say disregard them and not worry about them, but stop worrying about people picking you apart, about picking yourself apart.
I really don't. So this is the thing. We got to get back to the topic, but real quick, just because they're just meeting us, I feel like it's not about them picking me apart. It's me not knowing what it is. Like, if I was to know like a specific, like, oh, somebody said, I mean. But this is how I would handle the specific. If I would know what it is, then I would move differently. Like say I was privy to the knowledge of like, oh, they don't like you because they're materialistic and now you shopping. And I wouldn't be like, oh, when I get in their space, I'm gonna undermine myself. I'm gonna be like, got them on me, got that like if I know you don't like something that you got no business not liking, you get what I'm saying, then I'm gonna be like, whatever. But but it's like
you want to know the purpose. That's you wanting to know the purpose, like you said.
And I can handle those kind of purposes. If you don't got no business disliking me for nothing that don't have nothing to do with you, like I don't have no sympathy for that. But if I don't know what it is, then I'll start trying to search myself for imperfections in my character. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, am I to this or to that? And is that okay?
And what if you're just supposed to shake some tables because that's in your purpose?
I mean,
You're
I'm there
supposed
now.
to.
I'm there now, but I think maybe it's a little bit of trauma there. Like maybe that's why I still procrastinate with stuff because there's a little bit of trauma there. Like it's like now I have the knowledge that like yeah, it's just people like you're growing and they aren't. Da da da. I get it. Maybe it's still some trauma there though about it. Like where I'll be like, I remember that. So do I like? Am I ready? You know, what's the most scary part when you get rid of a lot of people that don't want to grow, and then you be like, all right, I'm good now. I can flow, and then the people that you start like really loving, like to think like, what if those people start acting funny? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, because people talk about it, like, girl, this happened to me, that happened to me, and they be like, but I never would have thought her. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
what
that's
if
true.
Right.
those people start acting
That's
up?
a lot
That's
of
when I'm gonna be like,
unhad conversations though, sometimes, like you said. Like sometimes you just be like, I just need to know.
yeah. And that's another podcast because I'm thinking of all kinds of stuff right now that we can
All
talk
right,
about.
so
So
what's
let's
the
go back. Let's go back real quick. Let's so why would you guys say that the podcast game is missing what we have?
because it's authentic. You gonna get what you get. You're not about to get somebody that's about to come in here and fluff. It's like you said, it's a lot of conversations that need to be had and had from a perspective of I'm not about to shine my teeth up all pearly. I'm not about to put on my Sunday's best to come to you and have this conversation with you and play and shoot the breeze like I'm not a real person. I'm not dealing with real life stuff, and that sometimes it could be the same thing. And just because you think I'm living this best grand life, I don't have feelings and I don't have issues or need solutions and tools to work through it. Sometimes you just need to have somebody to be like, I'm not alone in this journey or this life that we live in here in this realm. So yeah.
What about you, E?
I feel like it's the inspiration behind it. Like, I think we realized that we were going to have these conversations regardless because we
Oh, we
needed them.
do.
You know what I mean? And I think that when it comes from a place of like, we need this. So if we're going to have this conversation and heal ourselves, we might as well do it in a way that can benefit somebody else too. And I
True.
think that was a real, like, we're here, we're behind the scenes really doing this work. It's not just for us to grow a following or to promote our businesses. I think we're really doing this work and this really means something to us in our real lives off the camera. So I was like, okay, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this because I think it can help a lot of other people who look at us and might not understand what's what's really going on behind the engine, you know. And I think it's important, especially when you know you have people who are really following you or you influential to. They need to know, like I said, share your journey, share your process, so that they don't have this larger than life image that they can't feel like is attainable.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
good. Yeah, you're right.
And I
yeah.
think that what's missing, and I'm gonna just be me. I think that what's missing is like I think that what's missing is like I'm sure it's a million podcasts of people that are like funny or that are inspirational or they empower women or they've been through some
Yes.
trauma and they've
Hmm.
survived some stuff and they are super successful. But I feel like most of the time, like it's kind of like they are corny people, and I'm sorry, like that's just how I feel.
That's
Like
true.
it's something about like you are who you're here for, who you're here for, and it's a group of us that we don't really see our people. Like when I say our people, I don't mean black people. I mean like people that's like legit you can hang with Nipsey, you can hang with Boosie, you can hang with, what
Right.
I'm saying? Like these people that really are like raw. You know what I'm saying? And you can also hang with the uppity and the sedity and all these other people and fit in. I don't see like that too much. I would say like if I could pinpoint anybody that's kind of like that, it would be Stormy. And the only reason why, and that's Stormy Wellington, Coach Stormy. The only reason why I say kinda is because she also gives a little bit of a side that we don't want to be like. You know what I'm saying? In terms of,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Like because at the end of the day, like we all want money, we all want to be successful, but some people you can just kind of tell that that's what rules their world. And I think that like we are still very much grounded and we are all Christian women. We are all women of faith. Not saying that she's not, but at the end of the day, our decisions are gonna always come from above in terms of like
that's facts.
everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we care more about what God want than what we want. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna see like anything we do look like he's not
Involved.
getting glorified.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
agree.
Mm-hmm.
saying?
I
So that's why
agree.
I said kinda. But I love her inspiration. I love the way she inspired. I
I do
love the
too.
way she, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love the
Yeah.
way she motivate. You know, it's like
It
so
stirs you
gritty.
up. It stirs you up.
Yes,
Like you
it's
be
so
Yeah.
questioning everything
gritty.
bad inside of
It puts
yourself.
you in a
Yeah.
spot. It
Mm.
definitely puts you in a spot. Like, hey,
It's
what's your excuse?
wonderful.
Real.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's gritty, it's raw, it's honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to like somebody just be honest, like they don't mind telling their testimony, they don't mind telling their story, but it's just like I don't really relate to you because you just give me the person like if we was in high school, I wouldn't be your friend. Like you don't seem like you was like real like popular, like we feel like we was
Mhm.
like those girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Very
saying?
much.
So it's just be like I be trying to see like where the girls like us at that when you they tell you something, you can be like, "Oh my god!" You're not just blown away. You just be like, "Yeah, I know, girl. I've been through that. Like niggas ain't."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh my, I can't believe it. This is morbid."
Girl.
Yeah.
Like,
That's when I knew my
no,
therapist was a real one.
yeah, like even that's even important. Like your therapist too. Like she can't be like,
I told her a story. She was like, girl. I was like, she wasn't looking like, I think you need to change people. Like,
so I feel like our pod is gonna be for a lot of people, but really it's gonna be like our foundation is gonna be those ones that's like, yeah, I like them. They like from the street or something. Like not just from the
Mhm.
street and stuck. Not from the street and now you pop perks. No. You know what I mean? Like you from the street and you made it, you know, out of that and but you still can go down your grandmother, your aunt house or somebody and sit on the couch with them. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Still
Like,
Mhm.
relatable. Yeah. Still
yeah.
use that as experience where it's true to get you to your next place of understanding I don't want to any longer be here or I've seen what this gives me and I'm not fulfilled out of it. So I'm tracing bigger and better and more
So I think we're gonna
purpose.
speak to those people, and it's really exciting. That's why I know it was gonna
Hmm.
go. It was gonna pop. Like I'm trying to speak to the person that would never listen to a pod. Like what
That's,
Right.
podcast?
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because honestly, that's me. If it's not
I'm about to say that's
religious,
me.
if
Yeah.
it's
Me
you know
too.
like people could tell me, oh they like oh they got a podcast. I'm not listening to no podcast. Like just and it's literally because I feel like you're a little corny.
Hmm.
That's
I
all.
mean, especially with COVID, it was like everybody had a podcast. I was like, ugh. But I think that when you felt like, yo, we really need to do this
Yeah.
because we doing it
Definitely.
already.
We be like definitely going deep.
We
So,
and can you guys talk about how important it is to have a group of friends? Like, so a lot of people like don't need friends.
oh girl.
How important it is to have a group of friends. If like, and I say a group because you don't need one friend. Like everybody got a bestie. You don't need just your bestie because
Hmm.
one, your bestie feel your pain too much like you. So it's a lot of stuff gonna be biased with the bestie,
True.
and then on top of that, like you need other perspectives. You need to not you're gonna know what your bestie would say before you call her. You need to
Right.
hear
Yeah.
it like from 3 or 4 different ways. Different people that's gonna like get in your butt and give you some grace. This one will give you your butt next week and give you some grace. But everybody got a turn. You know what I'm saying? And
True.
people need to know how important that is. It's like I hear people say all the time they don't need friends, and I went through a phase where I don't like people. I don't like girls. I
I
don't
still
like
don't like people
friends.
though, but I love
No,
them.
it's
I
real.
don't like them, but yeah, I get you.
No, but you need your tribe. It don't matter how big
You
or small it
definitely need
is,
your
but you
tribe,
need
of
a tribe
course.
because the
You
first
know you
thing
need
when
that
life happens is the enemy try to isolate you,
all the
and
time, and then you
you know
be
what I'm saying.
in the bedroom shaking back and forth like the fox in your head, like hands pressed together in the corner, like
Why we all do it?
I
That's
can't
real
take
triggering.
this. It's me. It's me. I'm the only person going through this, and you're not. You're not. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
little picture of the fox.
Yes. The fox. No, literally, the fox is my favorite.
The
Like
fox is
it's
definitely
between
my
okay, so
favorite.
it's the fox. Wait a minute, it's the fox, it's the little girl you use, the little girl you
Oh,
like.
side eye Chloe.
Yeah, the
Right.
side eye Chloe, the fox, and it's another one that I really love. I like when you talking with your homegirls or something and they start talking about old stuff and you bring out the one with Beyonce with the book. You just keep bringing up old stuff. I don't know why. Like they like my favorite. They like my
It's your
favorite
You
movie.
got
medicine.
you gotta show those ones.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's talk about the topic again a little bit. Ain't nobody hating harder than her. So we already understand that that's really about ourselves. We are the her. and we have different reasons why we procrastinate or why we don't put out our best work or our best efforts when things will benefit us. But like, who would you guys say is a person that you actually know? When I say know, like know them personally, not know of, and that you feel like they don't struggle with this, like they put out stuff or do stuff or drop stuff or create stuff and they don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Like they do it and it work and they keep doing it. Like,
Oh, this somebody I just met, and she inspires me.
are you talking about my friend?
She my friend now. Listen, I got her on talk. Listen,
Not you got my friend on tuck.
listen. Let me hold her, please.
So I know who she talking about.
Who
But
you
go
know
ahead,
what I'm talking
T.
about? All right, okay, all right. So I'm definitely I'm rocking with G.B. Fly, LA. Yeah,
Okay, I
I'm
know. So
rocking
I
her.
know her. That's my
The reason
friend.
why, because the consistency and the drive, and to know, like we said, that you're still relatable and you can really be authentic about this is where I have the issues and this is where I was able to overcome and move forward, and this is like, bro, get up and do it every day, no matter what, no matter how you feel, no matter what. And it's not, like you said, it's not only just driven by the money aspect, it's the aspect that I'm showing up every day and I'm showing up on time and I'm going hard, like not afraid of failure at all. Like even if she fails, I feel like she's still putting her foot first, like good foot forward. Like we
So
got
you
to get
going
her on here.
So you, oh yeah, we most definitely get
We
her on
got to
here.
get her on here because we
So
got to know, like,
you,
what's the sauce? Like, what's the
so
Jew at?
you
It's not a
said
Jew at. I'm just playing.
you said JB Fly. Is that the only person?
Um, I don't know. I mean, Milano personally. I enjoy her as
You
well. Her
gotta know
her
the
hustle
people
and
person. You gotta
oh,
know them person.
I mean, you know her personally, like,
But
bro,
I'm
like,
asking you. I got my
oh,
people.
me?
I got
I
my
mean,
list.
you guys, y'all, even like when y'all feel like y'all failing, I still look at my friends, like you said, your
Right.
group of friends, where you be like, this person got this on lock. I actually want to know what's her method or reasoning on being able to handle this or manage getting certain things done, like, or juggling things as a mom or as an entrepreneur, like.
I'm sorry. I appreciate that, but I can't take that right now.
Girl,
I'm
anyway, put it
just
in
not
your
in that
You
pocket.
don't
space.
Save
know
it for
what next
later, like a
person
piece
is
of gum. I don't
at.
got time. Put it in your pocket. Save it like a piece of gum. Here you go.
What about you, E? Who would your people you would say like they always dropping or creating or putting out something and it is always a missile and it's often.
Ooh, I mean, it's hard. It's a hard thing for me. I'm very I have a lot of people in the film industry that I'm watching, and I mean a lot of actors. I've recently connected with one of Chris, my husband's friends, Don Fishback, and I got to hear her behind the scenes journey. She's like in Transformers now, and in like a
Ooh.
Netflix series dropping every single day, and all these other
Mm.
films. And I'm just like, wow, to know that this all started off. They went in the same acting class together, same journey, significantly less time, and this stuff, and just to see like Oscar nominations. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And you're under 30.
That's
And
You know
crazy.
those things.
what's her name again?
Dominique Fishback.
Dominique
I
Fishback.
mean, and even Chris, like, my husband, like we met in purpose, and I'm sitting here like you pour into somebody and you see them use your same resources and take off. And
Mm.
that's one of those things where it's like, if I can pour into you and watch what you do with what I have, then why am I not using the same resource for myself? So sometimes it's the people that's closest to me, you know what I mean, that they just need that little push. And I'm looking at myself differently, like, wow, in this season right now for me, I'm looking at myself like step away from pretty much put my hands out on everybody else's plate and really pour into myself right now. But even when I look at you guys, like I swear to you, when she said it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but between the both of y'all consistent. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I stay pulling up to y'all events. I
All right, let me
stay
hit a
pulling up
Shay.
and watching the behind the scenes. Are you crazy? And even the fact that there's motherhood going on behind the scenes too. Every time I get on the phone, y'all picking up kids, taking kids. I don't even
Yeah.
have that going on right now. I postponed all activities for this season. You know what I mean?
Hello,
I'm like,
CPS.
this season
Uh,
is motherhood. This season is, entrepreneur. Like I don't have the blend. I don't have that together yet. So
it's coming,
I
E.
I
Come on.
admire the fact that you guys can multitask at that level. That's something that I'm still working on.
I would give it to T. T do it better than I do. I
I
just
mean, y'all
Girl,
don't
I
have
be
to
sorry.
take
reaching and
credit.
driving. Hey, get that
You
out
don't
back
have to
there.
take
Them
every
kids. They
time
need to
I look
move.
on a page, it's something. I know stuff comes and you be like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop that today," but it's like you're always working on something. it's always something coming. If you only knew how much stuff I got, like I'm like one day. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's when I see you drop, I'm like, man, I'm about to go work on something right now. Like it's like I'm like a little competitive in my head, and I think that's the energy that you need to have around you. Ooh, sound out.
You need to be competitive. It's very important.
Yeah, and I think it got to be that close to me.
So if I was to say like somebody that I know personally, I would say Jade, who Tierra is trying to steal, my person.
Oh gosh. No,
And
you can't say her. You need to say somebody else.
no, because I can't not say her.
It's like, no, pick up the G.
No, I would say Jade. I've been watching her for a while, and Jade is the owner of Beef Fly LA. That's a clothing boutique. It's online now, but she also has a brick and mortar. And I would say her because I literally, from the time that I've like known of her, and I didn't even meet her yet, I just watch how she just literally drops like nonstop. It has not changed. I don't even know how long it's been now, but it just hasn't changed. She lives like on the West Coast. It doesn't matter what time it is. If I hit her on Instagram, if I like one of her stories, she was replying. I'm like, aren't you asleep? It gotta be like 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I've seen it up close and personal, so that's really inspiring, especially because I used to do the same thing and I didn't do as well at it because I didn't apply. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't dedicate myself to that extent. But I'm glad that I met her, and I'm glad to see like what really makes that industry work. You know what I'm saying? So I could like literally help people with what I've learned based on and what I know from to be successful. Like, I mean, what I know to work from other people. But
yeah, we're gonna have to ask Jay, what's the secret sauce?
Right. Yes, we're gonna actually. Another person would be Milan. That is Milano de Rouge. Milan Harris is her name actually. I've seen her like go like that too, and it has not stopped since the day that I've known of her. It has not stopped. I really like how she is very, very, very real as well. So it's like real recognize real. It's like it's so important to like see somebody that's like you. Like I used to say that I wanted to do like this like inspiration group for teenagers because I used to feel like I could help teenagers go in the right direction, teenage girls go in the right direction before the kind of people that have those groups can. Because I always look at the people that have groups like that or, help kids like that. They're always like, so much older, they don't tell the truth about their journey in life. They dress in ways where the girls wouldn't want to dress. Like, I just feel like they can't really relate. Like, your heart is pure to want to help these girls, but honestly, you're only going to help them for a short amount of time until they realize, like, yeah, I can't respect what you say, and what you say could really help them, but they will not hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, she don't know me. She don't get me. So I feel like I could be more powerful than, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people if they see me. Like, I've lived the life these girls want. Y'all looking at Jada and Lil Baby and da-da-da. Like, I could talk to you from that perspective because I kind of live like that. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that like for this, like, yo, who is the people like us that won't bore us? Like, listen, we don't want to see no goofy, corny, you know what I'm saying? Like, goofy is my word for goofy. We don't want to see like no cornball, corny. Like, I mean, to each his own. They got a group. This just not like this.
Yeah, we're not it.
We just not that. You know what I'm saying? They got a group. Everybody got a group.
Seeing yourself in that person is what makes it like really hit you. Like put that gas in you when you see like, oh, that's me for real. You know what I mean? That's that gas. Yeah.
It really is.
That's why it's cousins. It's cousins because you can relate.
Let's talk about cousins real quick, right? So this is the crazy part. I didn't see how many podcasts have the word cousin in it. It's so many. So I'm sure that their viewers are all their cousins, and that's cool because cousin is a word that we have to use. Everybody has cousins. But what was crazy is one of my favorite podcasts, actually, and comedian. She's actually my favorite Instagram comedian is Don't Call Me White Girl, who we were talking about.
Bro, she's not even Instagram no more. I'm telling you, I'm speaking that for her. Like she gonna blow.
She's like literally
blowing, not going.
My favorite.
She blowing.
She's my favorite, like, personality, like in terms of like funny. She remind me of Cardi B, but on steroids. You know what I'm saying? How
Mm.
when Cardi first came out. But it's funny because she started her podcast recently and she calls her listeners her cousins. And what's crazy is we were supposed to do this over a year ago. And we came up with my cousin on my father's side to basically relate to our listeners, to say like we're going to be talking about all things relative from a very real perspective, like how you could be real with your sister, you could be real with your cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's funny that when you don't move on stuff, other people just use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because God is going to give the vision to other people. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of interesting too. But hey, don't call me white girl if you ever hear this. Like, you got cousins and we got cousins, and we your cousins. So
You probably
Oh
fan.
yeah, she definitely my cousin. She my cousin. In my mind, like when I hear her say certain jokes, I be like, "Yes, girl." Yeah, tripping.
no, you gotta see the one when she talk about how she want her funeral. She want all her
Oh, girl.
she want all her Instagram people to
She
come and
said,
say
"And
that they
y'all make
related
sure
to
y'all
her.
fight.
And she want them to
Make sure
fight.
y'all fight."
No, look, she said they not gonna like y'all because they gonna say y'all don't know me. She was like, but they'll fight, so make sure y'all hit them first. I was like, oh my goodness. Um,
Oh gosh.
all right, so we gotta get some people on here. We are gonna try to like have a guest often, very, very often. So I think our next guest should just follow this theme and
Let's drop a poll this week.
a poll.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, that's cool.
drop a poll.
But I definitely think that our next guest should definitely
What kind
follow
of poll you think I'm
what
talking about?
what we got going on. You just ask different people who to add to the
Oh no, I was
guest.
talking about a strip poll. Say no, I'm just joking.
Okay.
She want to make it jazzy.
Right.
Jazzy. You
That's
know, get a
right.
little jazzy. Okay. That's a
No,
little
but
too
for,
real.
no, but for real. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, laugh at everything. Like, nothing. Like, this is not the prudes podcast. If you're a prude, this is
That's
not the
not.
You can
podcast for
go
you.
ahead and exit to stage left. Thank you.
Yeah, just don't
Thank you
come
for
up.
your time. Thank you for your 50 minutes. We've now figured out you are not the one.
No, and that's another thing too. Like, I love the fact that we are all Christian, right? But we not religious. You get what I'm saying? And we not spiritual people that like be on other spirits. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
we
The
actually are.
universe.
We actually are. Right. We are actually spiritual people that are earthly beings that are also heavenly, and we can live in that space in the middle where it's like, don't come on here judging, because one thing we're not is fake little Christian church girls. That's fake. Sorry.
I look
Mm-mm.
like that on Facebook. I look very wholesome. I don't be
Oh,
on there though.
let me see a Facebook picture.
I be looking wholesome on
I don't even
Facebook.
know
I don't
about
even be on
this.
there. I don't even know how to use that thing again.
I mean, we wholesome just because I got on the crop. What you talking
You
about?
got on
This
a
is
crop
a
top?
wholesome crop. Look at this nice little ruffle right here.
That's like your little past the priest thing.
Listen, got my little
Sister,
clergy.
Sister
Got my
Good
little
Hair
clergy.
Shay coming to the
Shay.
pulpit is Sister Good Hair Shay. Cover your hair,
Got my
sister.
little clergy
Yeah.
collar.
What
But
about
no.
swearing like cussing? That whole thing, how'd that go?
Oh yeah, so we had the idea. Okay, let's make it a thing. So somebody gotta find out how to make like a ching ching sound. So I was thinking that if we curse, just because like cursing is just not having a lack of better words, period. And I just don't think we should intentionally, even if we're struggling with that at home, Tiara. I don't think that. Sorry.
Oh, we talking about mothers. It's like, no, I'm just joking.
No, I'm just joking. But I feel like even if we struggle with it, like we also don't want to be like, oh, because what you hear becomes, something that's in your heart. Like we don't want to also like feel like, oh, we down to earth, but then we got people that don't want to like speak vulgar and they're listening to our pod. And
We conscious of it. We letting you know we
Right.
conscious. Maybe we need to do like a swear.
sorry, it was housekeeping.
Oh, they gonna whip her butt. Hold up. Okay. Oh.
Okay,
You need me
anyway.
come over there? You
No,
good?
I handled it. I
All
handled
right,
it.
you got it.
No, but I was saying that like you don't want people listening to the podcast. Like we really like it, but the cursing, you know what I'm saying,
It's a
it's
little
triggering
much.
me, and now
That's
I'm
real.
thinking of cursing, and now I'm cursing, or I was listening to it and hold on.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl, she hit you in your eye. What happened?
Stop,
She hit you in
y'all.
your eye.
It's just
She hit you in
weird.
your eye. Fix your
No,
eye.
be
She hit you.
quiet. I
She
had
hit
to.
you. Oh my God.
Shut up. It was called. It was the
She
housekeeping.
nicked
So,
it.
guys, I'm on vacation trying to be responsible and do my podcast and show up. But no, it was the housekeeping. But anyways, y'all heard it? I didn't put it on mute. Oh my. Anyways, okay. But no, I think that and I want to be like, oh, I could listen to it, but I ride in the car with my kids and it's too much cursing. Like we don't have to use those words anyways. So I just think that we should have this really cool idea. Someone should drop some type of ching ching sound.
Over top of the curse words, and it goes to our
Yeah, but
podcast's Cash App.
oh,
And then we
that's
donate it.
That's
smart.
good.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Okay,
That's
Yes.
so good.
We
so
donate it. We might need it.
all right, so guys, really quick. Another thing I think that we should do is we should start having sponsors where we kind of I don't know if we should do a whole commercial, but I think we should just kind of shout out their brands. And I was thinking since we're new, we could do it half off. So let's say if someone has a brand and they want us to briefly talk about their brand, or if they want to sponsor our podcast, we can make both things 50% off actually. So I think we'll
Email
be
us for the rates.
email us at my cousin on my father's side
With
at
an S. Plural.
no sides. No, it's
No,
That's what I'm saying. It's two
fathers.
S. Fathers with the S.
I said fathers.
Right. It's double S. It's plural. So then they don't think that it's not double S's next to each other. And they're like, wait, is it an S on there or is it an S on sides? It gets confusing.
So it's my cousin on my father's side
It's
at
not plural.
Gmail. What are you talking about? My father's side.
That's
Side belongs to the dad, so he gets
No,
an
I'm
S
saying
and
it's not
side gets an
plural.
S. My father's side. This because it's
Yeah.
possession of the side.
I said it's possession. It's not plural.
I didn't say it was
It's
plural.
not even a freaking.
Anyways,
Anyway, whatever.
guys. So if you want to sponsor our pod, we would just basically say this pod is sponsored by example McDonald's. McDonald's.
No, nobody not eating that trash.
I'm
Next.
just giving an example because we're
Not
running
use-
out of
don't use them.
time.
Don't use them. Chick-fil-A, they got good customer
All right,
service.
we're about to get cut off. If you want to sponsor our pod, we would just basically drop your brand in the sponsor space and, we would shout you out. And that would be very reasonable. And if you want something a little more personal, like a little small commercial, I do voiceovers. Erica does voiceovers. Sierra knows how to snort.
It's gonna come a time when they hear it. So
Sierra's an excellent snorter.
I like ASMR. Yeah.
You like
She
what?
was giving us a presentation. Yeah.
Oh, you do
that
ASMR.
sound.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
ASMR.
Whatever. Anyway.
Did you said ASMR?
ASMR.
Oh no. Dollar. What's the cash app? Got you.
I meant ass like ASK.
Okay, that's how we doing it. We not cheating. That's how you play. That's why I don't play spades with y'all.
God,
listen.
Jesus
Y'all gotta
rode
teach me
in
how to
on
play
the ass,
spades.
on the ass.
All right,
Yeah.
all jokes aside, guys. If you want to sponsor us, hit us up. Let us know. We would love to shout you out. We love cross promoting and catch our next pod. We are going to bring somebody special to the hot seat, and we're going to figure out if she be hating on her or not because it don't look like it. And cue in the music.